YouTube, it's me, All Day Bassing. This is my first video. I'm gonna run over pretty much the tackle that I use. So let's get into it. First, we'll just go over this stuff. This is the boring stuff, like some pliers, some foldable pliers, some scissors, a little mini knife, and some fingernail clippers. I carry this stuff, obviously this, for getting hooks out of fish's mouth if they really choke it. This, I mean, if you lose both of these, you got something to cut your line with, and the same with both of them. Right here, I've got just several spinner baits in this one little thing. It's got some trailers here, several different kinds of spinnerbait, different blades on them all. So I like to fish spinnerbaits in certain times of the year. Right now in the summer, the bite is slowing down a little bit on the spinnerbait, but I mean you can catch a fish on a spinnerbait all year long. And then in early spring anytime in spring and early summer, I like to use buzz baits. They catch fish pretty well. My scale that I use, I'm not sure the exact name of it, but it's just a Berkeley scale. It goes up to 50 pounds. It's a good scale. It's pretty accurate. I mean, from what I know, it's pretty accurate. That's some spinnerbaits. Up here in this one bag, I've got several more spinnerbaits, all different colors. And down here, I've got buzz baits, different size blades and colors. So spinnerbaits, buzz baits. And then I've got just some of my boxes that I have tackle in. Right here, this is terminal tackle right here. It's hooks and weights. So got 4/0, 3/0. Those are really the only two hooks that I use. Some swivels, if I ever do go catfishing, you can tie on some stuff with those. I've got some weights and some beads. If you put these on your line with the weight on there, it'll kind of hit together and it'll kind of click. So you don't have to spend extra money on those little rattles. Right here, I've got some moving baits. I've got chartreuse and green chatterbait. I like fishing chatterbaits right beside grass lines. That's a pretty good spot to fish a chatterbait. But you've always got to have different colors. So I've got some bright colors like chartreuse, red and white. That's a good all-around color. There's an orange and brownish color. And I don't have one in my box right now. It's out in our boat. It's just a red and black. Right here, I've got, this is called a rooster tail. Right there. So 1/4 ounce good for crappie. Right here you can catch some little bass on here if you're wanting a little bass for an aquarium or something, but mostly just for crappie and brim. Just a beetle spin. I've got several colors of those. Some are in the boat. I've got these little swim bait type things. Not very high quality, so I'm probably gonna get some different ones. They do have pretty good action though. And then I got some smaller ones of those if the fish aren't biting the big ones. Right here is my top water box. I don't have very much stuff in here because I don't fish top water a whole lot. But right here I've got a kind of popper thing. So blackback is kind of got like a bass pattern on the sides, but a green, or not a green, it's a green on the sides, and then it's orange on the belly. So I've caught some fish on there, but I don't really catch big fish on there because most of the time I use plastics. Right here I've got a frog. Everybody's got to have a frog in a tackle box. If they're going fishing, they got to have a frog with them. Because one of my buddies actually caught a 4.5 pounder on a frog the other day. And then I've got this little locust thingy. The treble hooks on here are too small. I need to change those out. But like I said, I don't really fish top water a whole lot, so I might not do that, or I might. Right here, I've got stuff for catfish. I haven't got this labeled because I'm probably going to have to change it out whenever I get some more baits. So I've got some bobbers, small bobbers for, I don't know why I have those in here, but I've got several different sizes and weights, treble hooks, there's a little bit of line in there. And then right here we've got my main plastics. So the main plastics that I use are the plastics that I'm gonna have with me at all times if I can only take some. So right here I've got some white trick worms. I'm not really sure how long they are because the thing peeled off, but it's a Zoom trickworm white. Right here, these are some culprit 7.5 inch tomato color curly tail worms. They work pretty good. I haven't caught too many big fish on there, but I've caught some fish. Right here are the Strike King finesse worms for shaky heads. They're in the June bug color. So they're salt flavored and super soft, super stretchy, made by Strike King. And then I've got some Yum Dingers. Yum Dingers, pretty much just a cheaper Senko for those anglers that are on a budget. And then over here I've got the stuff that I don't use quite as much. So there's a lot of it. I've got some flukes. This is called an Arkansas Shiner. This works pretty well because, I mean, I live in Arkansas, so here I've got lizards with a chartreuse tail. That works pretty good whenever the fish are bedding. They're on their beds, they're spawning. Right here I got some more worms and a few craws. those are kind of like finesse craws, but I like to fish them Texas rigged. Here I've got some. These are in the wrong package because that's a lizard thing. These are called bluegill sheen flukes. I've got some more Zoom Super Flukes in the white pearl color. Some more lizards. Some more craws. I like to use those as trailers on chatterbaits and stuff. Or jigs, I mean. Not chatterbaits. Some lizards. Lizards are a good spawning bait. Just a bunch of stuff. Lizards, worms. More lizards. Flukes. A little bit different color, but it's the same thing. Arkansas Shiner. Here we got some power bait, powder worms, 7 inches. They're in the June bug color. The June bug works really good around the parts where I fish, so that's why I have a lot of it. Here are some trailers for chatterbaits, spinnerbaits, whatever. I've also got some June bug trick worms. These ones float, that's why they're for shaky heads. But these, I've got some June bug trick worms that I use. This is just a miscellaneous bag. Got whatever. If there's some loose stuff, I'll just throw it in there. I've got these. These are Zoom Super Flukes. They're called Glimmer Blue, I guess. I don't know. It might be in the wrong bag. It might not. Here's some more Yum Dingers. Just a cheaper Senko with that chartreuse tail. Here's some kind of like a creature bait, a beaver tail thingies. Some watermelon seed trick worms. More Yum Dingers, watermelon with red flake. Lizards, Yum Dingers, lizards, lizards, lizards. So, I obviously like to fish lizards. Anything that's kind of a slow moving bait. If it's real hot outside, I'll fish something that's a little bit more slow moving. And that tends to get the fish biting a little bit more. Fishing. There will be a few other types of fishing, maybe cat fishing, brim fishing, maybe. So, that's just what you guys can expect to see on this channel. I hope to get out a video very soon for fishing, but I don't have a way to do it really. So, I'll see you guys next time. But right now, I'll see you later. As always, it's all day bassing and leaving out on the very first video.